Now we've got our next guest. This is Nikki. I'm going to bring Nikki in, Nikki Cuesta. I just met her back in New Jersey in, was it April? May. It was May. So we'll let her get in and on here and see what she's got to say. Hello, Nikki.
Hi. Oh my God, Elena, this has been absolutely mind-blowing. I've been connected ever since it started, even through cleaning and getting ready and all that good stuff. The content has been so amazing, so good, so many Me Too moments. It's been phenomenal so far, and I'm so honored to be here.
Oh, I love it. Thank you so much for sharing that. I love that cleaning, like doing all the things. So yeah, I want you to use your full time. I was able and honored to meet you in May at the speaking competition with Emilio and Daniela, and that was just such a gift. And now to have you able to be here, tell people who you are, what you do, how you serve, all the good stuff.
Awesome. Awesome. Yes, more than happy to do so. Actually, May 14th was the life-changing event. Just even being invited to the speaker competition and everything that I was expecting and looking for really was beyond what I actually received there. So it was a blessing, meeting you. Congratulations again on your win. Super powerful story. But yeah, my journey started the last 20 years. I am originally from Chicago, moved to Philadelphia 20 years ago. Just wanted to change just the look of my life. I didn't go directly to college. I was working, and I just wanted, my mom had moved to Philly. And I said, you know what, after a year of not initially going with her, I said, let me just go somewhere where no one knows my name and see what could happen. So I did. I took that leap of faith, that courage, and, the thing that, we tend to, shy away from, like, what really do I have in Philly besides family? Like, I just don't know anything, starting off fresh. But that was just in me to do so. So wow. I did.
It wow. Was that alone is amazing. Like to just, yeah, let's just go. I mean,
change the scene. I love that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. To change the scene was pretty crazy, but it was definitely well worth it. So I did. I came here in 2000, and in 2002, after, just working some odd jobs at like gas stations and retail, administrative work, I decided to go into Job Corps, study business technology, did an 18-month program in 8 months, became an intern for the company. Definitely, started building on me and myself and my self-development. Didn't really go to like a lot of trainings. It was really weird because I was only out of school for maybe 3 or 4 years. Well, 2 years at that time, like out of high school. And I was more in love with it than I was when I was in high school. So it was pretty crazy that I just enjoyed the learning like way after, even though, I did what I had to do to get by, right?
Right.
So did that program, went directly to Community College of Philadelphia. Started again in a business course, took 2 real estate courses in 2004 because I thought I wanted to like sell some amazing houses. I mean, I kind of still like the whole thing. But at that time I had a death in my family. My stepdad, who adopted me and gave me his last name, actually passed away from liver disease in 2004. So I had to go home, settle some things, and kind of, do all that stuff. Found out that I did have my brother, who was also handling his affairs, found out that he had an addiction that we were not aware of, which kind of took a toll on him, just hanging with the wrong crowd, totally opposite. So that was like a rude awakening for the family to be like, wait, what's going on here? But again, we were handling some things. Then he kind of said that he was okay, but really wasn't okay. I just took his word for it because, we love our family and we want to, hope and believe that, they are telling us what they're really feeling. I went to Las Vegas for 4 months after that, after I settled the stuff with my dad, and my aunt flew me out there to help her with her hair restoration business. She, knew everything about her job, but not the technical side. So she knew I was going to business school. She said, hey, check it out, get me a credit card machine, website, work on my stuff, see what I need to upgrade. So did that for about 4 months. That came back, and I just didn't know what I wanted to do, just seeing her in that space and really, what am I going to do? Went back to another gas station job and kind of got my big break when I decided to take another leap of faith and just apply for a healthcare company that I had no history on and no background. I just knew it was a call center position. I knew I loved to talk on the phone. I felt like, I had a great personality, and definitely cared about people and wanting to get them educated on anything it was that they needed. Just backstory, growing up and going to so many schools, I was able to adapt to the new atmospheres and gain new friends fairly quickly. So I'm like, okay, this is easy. Hence why I took that leap of faith to come from Chicago to Philly.
Right.
So got there, did an interview, had to do the interview in Spanish too, because it was for a bilingual position.
Okay, nice.
Obviously, I did speak Spanish. Did I have the great Spanish that I needed to carry on a conversation, especially with medical terms? Probably not at the time, or I didn't believe that I knew how. So a great, amazing person who interviewed me, I have to shout out her name, Janira Sasio. If it wasn't for you and seeing the light in me and the passion of just getting a chance, because that in this world today, if you don't have credentials or if you don't know someone that can get you in the door, you're probably not going to get in, which is pretty sad, because you have these hungry people out there that are willing to learn. That, especially the way I thought about it at the time, was I have nothing to compare it to. So I'm not going to debate anything that you tell me to do, right? You give me a task, I'm going to take it and I'm going to run with it. We're going to get it done. We can't, initially, we're going to find a way and we're going to learn together, right? That's always been my motto. I've always definitely stuck to that. So she said, you know what, I'm going to get you in. I'm going to tell them, it's good, because the Spanish I knew was from Mark Anthony. He's the one who taught me Spanish. I'm going to be 100% honest. My best friend loves
can I sing to everyone on that?
That would have been awesome. But yeah, I don't know if I have the greatest voice, but to me, I do. So I just went full-fledged. They gave me the chance. I did not take advantage. I seized the opportunity. I said, okay, I'm in. Let me learn everything I need to know. And how can I make it work for me so that I'm getting up every morning with a purpose to serve my community and educate? Again, that's a very, very high word on my vocabulary list. It's probably like the beginning, but it's all about the mindset. So I was there for like 15 years. The first 8 years spent time in the call center, was able to be a co-team lead, which was really not a title. It wasn't a promotion. It was just, additional responsibility. Just, people are now noticing you, that you are developing processes, developing morale, developing different things that are going to help the department as a whole, which was fine. But there was still something missing. Like, what is missing? Like, when can I get that other chance? Like, I feel like I put in the work, put in the time. I think it's time to grow. So had to go back to college, get a degree in health information technology. And I love this company, had great relationships inside and outside the company, developed a number of friendships, over hundreds, and it was just amazing. But there was still something missing inside. So I kind of started to take self-evaluation after I got my degree. I did get one promotion to a level up as a pre-cert coordinator. Doing that again was definitely looked at as the go-to person. She grabs the information really well. I bring ideas to the table. How can we do it better? How can we get through our tasks throughout the day where we're meeting statistics, meeting our personal goals and things of that nature. So in that, I became a trainer. Even though in the call center, I did do side-by-sides and onboarding with new hires and things of that nature. Because again, I just soaked up the information and shared it. Did not want, I mean, I wasn't going to, die with it. I wasn't going to hold it to myself, because I know in many, corporations, people tend to create things and they don't want anyone to put their stamp on it as, passing it along as it's theirs. And that was just crazy to me. Just being the person that I am, if I know a new way to do something, why not share it so that the next person can definitely, get, everybody wants to have a great day, right? So without the headaches, without anything. So I developed a policies and procedures training program specifically for our team to onboard, presented it to my managers. Unfortunately, I went through 3 separate managers who were like this close to saying, okay, Nikki, it's your time. And then right when it was like that point, it just didn't happen.
Wow.
Had to start fresh, getting someone else to see what I have already implemented. And, they kind of had their minds made up of who they wanted. And in that department, I just was not going to get a nursing degree in order to become a manager or supervisor. And that just wasn't going to happen. I felt that my time there, my work ethic, my quality, everything that I put out there was definitely enough to get that title. But you know what? I did not dwell on it. I didn't feel bad about it. I'm going to be honest. Did I have my days where I'm like, what the heck is going on? Like, what am I doing wrong? Like, sometimes we think to ourselves, like, is it us? Is it like the hierarchy? Like, what is going on? But then you leave. Exactly. So then you leave it in God's hands and something shifts. And it's all about mindset. It's all about taking, what I did was at that point where I was just not knowing where I was heading and where I was going. I finally got my license as a realtor, went through one transaction, did not close because of some other title issues and things like that. Then I did a referral as well. So that's as far as I've gone with real estate, because I was just working 60 to 80 hours because I was dedicated to my work, missing family events, missing different things. And I'm like, there's still something in my brain. Like, let me tell you, when things are going on in your head, pay attention. Don't waste any time. You definitely need to start listening to that inner voice. And I know you talked about that earlier, and it's not a joke. Things are happening for a reason. They don't happen by mistake. I heard that earlier this morning too. And it's so true. And so that's what I did. I started self-evaluating. I did a self-assessment, inventory of the last 15 years of my life in this company. What have I created myself that has, launched and been on the table, has been effective? Why can I not do that for myself? What can I get into? So again, real estate was there in my back pocket, but still wasn't doing anything with it. Then the pandemic hit. The pandemic is really where everything started kind of shifting for me. After that self-inventory, found a church that I can call home in February, found a lifestyle club that I absolutely love with Secret, started traveling, started, getting tips on skincare, tips on nutrition, just filling myself up with networking and self-development and inviting other people in, and not thinking that I needed to do this all by myself, because that's again another thing that people want to create something that can be beautiful, right? But they want to do it all themselves so that they take the credit, so that they don't have to add these additional expenses, and don't realize that it can be 10 times that if you just allow people to share that with you. You don't have to do it by yourself. And I'm a firm believer of collaborating and connecting. That's why when you invited me, I'm like, oh yeah, I have to do it. I have to just get my voice out there and just talk to people that you can do it. There's no excuse why you shouldn't. It's just getting your mindset, because we're so fixed on the things that we've either experienced or the things that we have been brainwashed to believe to be true, instead of doing our own research and how we can get out of that mindset.
I
So
love
with that,
that. I
yes.
love
So
that.
with
Yeah. I mean, you take somebody's word for it and then think that that's how it is forward without really looking at how does it translate for you? What does it mean for you? Because that can be entirely different, right? Yeah.
absolutely. So I did. So I continued to grow that, just being very inquisitive with just myself. Like, Nikki, what can you do more? Like, are you living in your purpose? Is this exactly what you want to do? And being a trainer, I always knew that I loved motivating people. And I can definitely 100% for sure know that anyone that has been trained by me can vouch that I always teach you the wrong way and the right way of doing something and what can happen when you do or don't do things. So
Nice.
that's really my attack on really understanding. I don't want to do something because just have to. Let me know what is the purpose? What are the benefits of my provider calling me and me doing it this way when I can do it this way and they would receive additional benefits? I mean, not really changing
Yeah.
what we offer, but changing how we deliver it as a, representative representing a company and things like that. So
Well,
that's
it gives you full spectrum of understanding of the like, and that to me is a defining factor in how you carry yourself forward. When instead of that tunnel vision of one, you're able to see the whole thing, and it allows you to make those choices differently, more confidently, basically. Yeah.
absolutely, because we're so quick to just get a job, we get paid good, whatever it is that keeps you in that seat or gets you clocking in on time and, handling your day, whether it's going to be miserable or not, because there's people just living in these jobs that are just really like
Miserable.
kind of, yeah. So, and I'm not going to say I was miserable about the job. I was miserable just because I wanted to do more. I wanted
Yeah.
to give more. I just felt like I was either holding myself back or being held back, but I would never blame it on anyone because it's really what I choose to do, right? Am I going to continue to stay here? So when the pandemic hit and starting this lifestyle club, starting to, you know, increase my library, starting to increase my audibles, and just kind of getting all the information I needed to say, okay, what expertise have I already invested in as far as what I know? I started my notary commission in July of 2020, also through the pandemic. Interest rates were great, and I went full fledged. And I felt like this is my way out. This is truly my way out, Nikki. You need to like let's again evaluate our inventory of what we have going on, because that's a never ending process. You have to do it every 3 months, 6 months, year, just to kind of see where you're at, what's working, what's not working. And I did that for myself, going through these specific strategies and routines and kind of keep myself motivated, because there were days where, I just didn't want to do it. I said, you know what, I'm just going to stick with what I have. This is normal. I'm comfortable here. I really don't have, I don't have nothing to argue about except the fact that, I'm still missing something. So when I did all of that, I got commissions in July. In September, the last week of September, I had already had it. I said, you know what? It's time to give myself permission to succeed. Let me go on a 1 week vacation. Let me just do notary work that week and see what happens. And I let my managers know and said, hey, if all goes well, I might be turning in my letter of resignation. At this time, we were having layoffs and things like that. And we had went through 3, just seeing some great, passionate people, hardworking people go. It's just so heartbreaking that it was just crazy to me. I was, on the other hand, crossing my fingers, because now I had this dream that I wanted to give myself permission to succeed, that they would leave me with a severance package. That didn't happen. They were never going to let me go. And I literally thought that I was going to have to be dragged out of there just just loving what I did and who I touched in that process. But it was a new time to check what I really wanted to do. So took that week, made, I think it was like 1,200, 1,300
in the week,
in just 1 week. And I only used up maybe 12 hours versus 80. So I'm like, wait a minute, this is a no-brainer. Like, this is a no-brainer. But I did kind of want to, you know, carry out the year. I was going on 15 years with the company, but I came in that Monday morning and I sat behind, you know, my desk. This is my office. And we were already working from home due to the pandemic. And I turned on my computer, I signed in, and in a couple hours, I turned in my resignation letter.
Look at you. Yes. That's just that walk of faith right there that just tells you it's time. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yes. So it was the best decision I ever made. Do I miss it? No, but I do miss my people. I definitely, and I continue to contact with them, and some have actually invested in themselves and in me and some of the stuff that I'm doing. So it has been amazing. I'm truly blessed to have the supporters that I do have. And I'm just looking to give back. I'm just looking to change the masses, just the way we think these days. It starts within you. First, self-inventory. Then it comes with the courage to even take that step and bet on yourself, because you are worth it. You are more than worth it. No one's going to bet on you but you. Mm-hmm. So just instilling that into anyone that has an idea, a passion, a gift of just serving and just being there for someone that may need it, whether you get 10 people or thousands of people, you are looking to change a life, and this is the step that you need to take. So just fast forwarding, my notary business was doing well. 2021 was the first year I was able to go on 5 vacations in 1 year. I didn't have to request a day off. I didn't have to see if someone was booked at that time. I didn't have to like really ask anyone to do anything. I was, you know, hanging out with the people I wanted, when I wanted, at whatever time I wanted to. Every day feels like a Friday. So it was just so good. Now, has it been great? Absolutely not. There's been ups and downs. Yeah. There's been challenges, especially when you have people in your life that don't really see the vision for the future, because we are so quick to see, oh my goodness, you're investing $1,000 on this course. Like, okay, this $1,000, I know it's going to turn into 10,000.
Yes.
And it's really not the money, it's the growth within it and the people that you connect with, because that is key. Once you connect with that one, it just takes that one connection to totally change your life. And that's what May 14th did. May 14th was that day. I seen Emilio and Daniela on a live showing those shiny trophies. And I'm like, I have to start speaking, because ultimately that's my ultimate goal, is to speak in front of thousands and millions and just telling people that they can. There's a way. Let's find it together. So having that time to prepare my speech, I was nervous, I was pumped, I was ready to go, because I talked about validation. Like, why do we let other people validate our choices? It's us. We're walking through the trenches. We're crying at night when things are not working, when things are not going our way. We are, you know, talking that talk, just talking to people, building authentic relationship. And sometimes people don't see that. They don't see the struggle. They just feel like, okay, she's successful, she's making it happen. They don't really see what goes on, because we don't share it. We, you know, as entrepreneurs, we don't really share the pain points unless you connect with us and we have that that time to be able to, unless you're given the opportunity to really express to someone the struggle that you had to go through, you know, months where
you mentioned that, like you mentioned that pain point, and I do believe that that is so important, because as good as it is as hard as it is. And there was a conference I went to in Brooklyn back in 2018, and I went live from my hotel room in tears saying, this is the other side of the dream. Right? Like, I had been pushed through growing pains in that one conference that one day, and I had to go back the next day for more, but I thought it's important. Like, this is the other side of it, and I'm bawling, you know? So I think that that's like, it is hard. It's, you got both sides to it.
Yes, definitely. If there's not a night that you're not thinking about, are you going to be able to make ends meet by the end of the month? Are you going to be able to be caught up with everything? Are you going to be able to tackle all your tasks? There's just so much that come with it. And that's why delegation is so important, and getting other people involved in your journey. Why not share it with someone else? If you're, for instance, I, started this after May 14th, I started my building a leadership mindset idea, which I started back in 2020. I did create a YouTube channel, did one video, and kind of just left it because, again, we talked about perfection earlier, where, if my hair wasn't right, if my makeup wasn't right, a video wasn't getting done, content wasn't being added. And that's how it's been for the past 2 years. And I'm not going to say that's the only thing, but just, life itself. I'm a mobile notary, so I'm always on the road. By the time I'm done with my day, do I really feel like, recording a video? Do I really feel like editing something? Do I really what am I going to talk about? Was I able to have time to create content? So it was just a lot, and I just did not pour into it. So with that being said, I actually hired my son and my granddaughter for the summer to
Nice.
delegate some of those things that I was thinking about. And just my goal really was for them to be the testers of my building a leadership mindset, which is the name of my new book. And it comes out January 7th as well.
Awesome.
Super excited about that. It is on pre-sale. Yes. And it's the 13 mindsets to give yourself permission to succeed, where I take all of my life experience and my expertise and everything that I've learned and just made it condensed into a 13-week program, very intensive, very valuable, that are going to help the masses really reset their minds to exactly what they want to do. So it's definitely an ultimate blueprint of what you create. So it's totally what you're going to put on your plate with the guidance from me to help you really restore that passion and that energy. So it's very intimate setting. It's a one-on-one coaching. So it's on my website. We'll give that information in a little bit, but I also am inspiring them. They had to go through an application process. They had to go through an interview process, orientation. They have their setups. I really made it so, why not teach our children ourselves how to enter into that workforce, but more importantly, how to teach them how to be entrepreneurs by the time they get out of high school. Why are they working for someone else? Find their gifts early. Be attentive to your children. So my son's an artist. He does, drawings and things of that nature. He loves graphic designing, animation. So I have him working on some stuff that's going to come out in 2023 and 2024. So we're super excited about that. So my book is geared for adults, but we had a conversation at a meeting. He's like, Mom, why don't we get it for, you're working with us. Why don't we get it out there for the youth? And I'm like, what? I love the idea. So I said, well, write me a proposal. He's like, Mom, what's a proposal? So I kind of broke it down to him. And I said, I'm going to give you 45 minutes. Give me your pitch, put your pitch together, and let me know what it is. And I wanted him to kind of tell me, but he's a little bit more reserved. He has his own process of, really getting his creativity out there. So he listened to some music. He had the information to me in 15 minutes. And I'm like, wow, this is genius. So I'm super excited about that.
Wow. So there's so many things that jumped out at me. Number one, even just those years of you being at the workplace, all of those years. I mean, my thing is you take a skill with you everywhere you go. So there's always value that you can gain from every experience, even the experiences that drive you nuts. There's still a skill or something of value and you take that with you everywhere you go. So I'm sure a lot of those things you experienced all those years are going to show up in your own business as you start running your company and implementing those systems and strategies, right, with other people. So it's it always works out. It's always serves a purpose. I love that.
Yes, it definitely repurposes it. That's why I do say I don't have any regret all of the years that I worked for them. Again, I love the company, and what I did come out with at the end of the day was that God knew exactly what he was doing, not giving me a title. Had I had a title, would it have been easier for me to leave? Probably not, because now I'm stuck in a management position. And again, when we're in these positions in corporate America, we, don't want to, and if we care about our reputation, we definitely do not want to leave burning bridges or leaving sour tastes in anyone's mouth or anything like that. Like, you definitely still want to keep that that connection with the people that you work with, because I truly think each and every one that has touched me and that I have touched during those 15 years, because that they have that whole experience, that whole, decade and a half of my life was definitely part of who I am today. It definitely wouldn't have happened if that one sweet friends of mine did not take that chance on me and just, the managers were definitely good and okay with my personality and saying, hey, we should hire her. But she was like that icing on the cake to really lock the deal. And it just takes one chance to give one person that you can change their lives. And I want to do that for others. So if I can prepare others in doing that. So I did my notary course. Now I'm actually teaching notary. So I'm in my 4th session. So any inspiring notaries that, want to start, because, when you go through these classes, you get the regular law, this is what you have to do, but they don't give you the experiences, the hands-on, the what could happen, the what you should be prepared for. So that's what I add onto my course, and that's just an 8-week course. And now I'm using what I've built with that into my bomb 13-week program. So again, repurposing the experience and using that as leverage to meet with anyone wherever they're at in their journey, and just be that uplifting spirit for them, because people need people. And I definitely invest in coaches. Even though now I'm a coach and a mentor, I still have coaches and mentor, and I don't think that would ever die out. And I definitely encourage people to connect with whomever and whoever you can, so that you can just continue to grow. There is a space for everyone. Your dreams should not be put on the back burner for anything or anyone, and especially an excuse that you do not believe yourself.
And there it is. I love that. Amen. Thank you. Thank you so much for showing up and sharing. It's been great to get to know you and to stay connected. And I'm excited to be able to see what grows for you from here on out. Truly, thank you for sharing your time with me today.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me again. And if you want to just connect with me in any way, shape, or form, www.buildingaleadershipmindset.com. We will have the information out to you. And again, even if you just want to have a conversation, we will start there. It doesn't even have to be anything more than that, but just how I can help you in any way, just seeing your purpose or finding your purpose.
Love it. Yeah. And feel free to just put your link on my page, as people are coming through. I don't know how many comments have been there, so it might get lost, but just put it on there and people will see it and they can reach out to you. So
you got it. Can't wait to see everyone else. You're welcome. Thank you.
All right. Have a great afternoon.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.